Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and I welcome you all to my blind live let's play of Rockman 4 Advanced, a Mega Man 4 ROM hack developed by AYCNN and released in 2018. This is a complete level hack of Rockman 4, and unlike the Rockman EX hack series, which I will cover in the future, Advanced has toned down the level of difficulty, so please choose which RM to go after first. Toadman's victor with 3 votes. And as this is a blind let's play, I apologize in advance for any silly mistakes or false assertions I'll make. Now, as I said at the start of this, the enemies, bosses, gimmicks, and weaponry have not been altered, unlike most of the other ROM hacks I've been playing recently. Already that opening section was notably more difficult. Probably down there is the mini boss. Yeah, there it is. I don't remember the parasoling enemies being down here, nor the birds. At number 1 and 2, because I couldn't make that jump normally. Don't worry, even in the main game, sometimes I have issues making that. I started with the Rockbuster and Rush Coil, nothing else. So that was Toadman's advanced stage. A slight difficulty bump, but not by much. Sadly, the life bar filling animation has not been sped up. Yep, Sylveon. It's basically all the stages being remixed a bit to be harder. This has been on my playlist for several months now, so I decided to get it over with today. Bearman it is. Oh wait, this hack also has balloon and wire adapters. I know Dive Man has one of the adapters. Which of the other stages has the other adapter? Okay, balloon is here then. I probably missed it in the opening section, that's why I deliberately died over here. I want to see what's down those ladders. Now let's see what's down these ladders. Originally, you couldn't enter the pyramid this early. You just continue on through to the quicksand section, which makes me think the balloon adapter is somewhere here. Or if I took the upper route, I would be able to get the D-tank. I wonder if this hack gave more opportunity to use the Rush Marine. If the balloon adapter is not down this pad, it's somewhere on the upper pathway. Not that I'll use it that much. I usually use the rush shit over it. Nope, it was on the upper pathway then. Unless where it's located has been changed by this hack. After all, it is a level hack. So that was fair, man. Funny how the fake florist gimmick wasn't used on the other pathway. Oh, just for an E-tank. So I guess the balloon adapter was moved over to another stage. Me and my army of Take 10 Toes, which would normally lag the game had it not overclocked the virtual system. Everyone's going for Dust, so he's up next. Just wanted to test the spawning rate. Just wanted to play it safe there. And I never tried to be Buster, this only tried to be a level hack. 4 Voyage was intended to be a full-on game in its own right. Here's the wire adapter. So the adapters were moved to different stages. And now we teleport over to the bottom of the ladder. We didn't really need that teleport upwards, to be honest. And honestly, for Voyage, I already feel it's better than this hack. But remember, even if a hack changes up the enemies, weaponry, bosses, and stage gimmicks, it doesn't necessarily make it better than a pure level hack. We already encountered several ROM hacks which replace a lot of the assets of the game, but are inferior to the base game. Gray Zone's a good example. On would probably be another one. Today's Rom's birthday? Today being February 9th. Nice. I'd like to see some happy B-days in the chat then. Last Man was still particularly easy, but then again, bosses were left intact here. The hackers could have changed out the boss arena though, to make it more difficult. Dive Man it is. For a ROM hack to call itself an advanced version of a base game, I honestly expect it to be notably harder. It just feels marginally more difficult, modestly more difficult. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't mind playing easier ROM hacks from time to time. See my playthrough of the majority of Mega Man 4 Voyage, for example. Even then, I just wish these stages had a bit more of a difference, I'd say. See for example the level reduxes and remasters I've played in the past in Mega Man Maker. You don't necessarily need to add in new stage elements to change up the stages. Currently, I feel as if the hack is playing it a bit too safe. I will say that all these stages feel like they'd fit in the classic series though, probably under an extra mode setting. For an example of a change that was included in this hack to increase the difficulty, see the first section of Toadman's stage, with the introduction of those jumping fish. Let's see how long I survive against Dive Man. I got 2 charge shots in. For a first-time player though, Dive Man can be a bit trickier, especially with his relatively high contact damage. But for a more experienced player, he's a cinch. Drillman's victor at 3 votes. Only about 23 to 24 minutes in, and I completed the first 4 Road Master levels. At this rate, I'll be able to complete the rest of the game in about an hour. Well, this is different. Cosmic platforms outside the Cosmic stages. And yes, the Cosmic platforms go through spikes. This is not like Mega Man Maker. I'll just use a Rain Flash against you. Well, I guess then the Pharaoh shot. Oh, I found the wire adapter in Dustman's stage. It was right on the main pathway. I just needed to choose the correct ladder to go down. And Dive Man stage did not have the balloon adapter, so it must be one of these remaining 4 stages. The piccados here feel a bit more consistent, but that may be just me. Something I would have liked to see in Dustman's stage, the advanced version, was another use of the Crusher section. I should be using my weaponry more. Yep, Mega Mario is on my to-play list. RKS also. To be honest, I'm more worried about Mega Mario. Well, it's Drill Man, you know what to do. Stand in a spot for a while when he does that. Wait for him to come up. Out of the 8 base bosses, I always find Drill Man to be the most difficult. You don't need to censor that, it's a PG-13 stream. If his drill bomb's explosion radius wasn't as big, it wouldn't be too bad. Otherwise, the timing can get a bit dicey. Well, that's the first time I've seen him do that attack during one of my playthroughs. Skullman it is. Time to put a stop to his killing. I'll go after Ringman next, then finish off by going after Brightman. As a reminder to you all, Skullman Kills 2, the incomplete version, is on my to-play list as well, along with Scooby Dog 4, the latter of which is probably going to be copyright claimed by someone. I probably saved the latter game for April Fools, but considering how many games I have slotted for April Fools, that may not be a good idea. I will sample that game, Buster, that's slotted for April Fools, along with my least favorite fan game. I have deliberately tried to stay as much in the dark for Scooby Dog 4, because I've heard it throws a lot of fun things at you. Wait, what? A ladder and a door? Let me see what's behind that door first. So let's go down the ladder instead. The balloon adapter is probably down here then. No, it's just an E-tank. Now let's face off against Skullman proper. So as promised, next up is Ringman. Still on the lookout for the balloon adapter. Thanks, that's all I want to know for this stream. Oh yeah, and unlike Mega Man Maker, the ring and coil platforms are not distinguished by the direction they go. And they're solid here. I'll be playing a different ROM hack, Jerry Man. Can you describe that hack to me in under 200 words or so? Drill Bomb is still one of my favorite weapons in this game. I don't even know where Ringman stage takes place at. A space observatory filled with rings, and all these rainbow bridges. Well, there has been crazier stuff featured in the Mega Man series. I just called the mini-boss composed of rings the Whopper. Isn't that its name? Welcome to stream, Queen Monica. That explains where the name came from. I think Whopper is a more appropriate name anyways. Hi, Eddie. What do you have for me? Thanks. Although I have a max number of lives by this point. Sure, let's use the fair shot. To the right is Ringman himself, but I want to see what's up here. Of course, here's a balloon adapter. It feels the same, Daibuman. In what way do you feel it's been changed? I wish it sent me into the boss quarter preceding Ringman himself, who I found to be the second toughest RM boss in this game. I need to get used to his timing again. It's different in Mega Man Maker. There we go, just a minor adjustment period needed. Yeah, I feel he's harder in Mega Man Maker. Not only does he deal 1 more damage with his rings, he's faster, and in a sense there's less delay between his attacks. In Mega Man 4, and by connection this game, he's notably easier. To be honest, even the original Mega Man 4, I feel, was undertuned a bit in a few places, particularly the Roadmaster levels. It picked up more during the Fortress levels. Sometimes I wish these were introduced over solid ground. And to make this experience go faster, from here on out, I will be utilizing my special weapons a lot more often. As a reminder, this section could have been a lot more jerkish by placing pits, but it refused to do so. I guess the lower route was the one I should have taken for the E-Tank. Anyways, upcoming is Brightman. Now there is a way to force him to not use an attack, but it relies on carefully placing his health at certain thresholds, which most players will not know. So now that we know how he attacks, let's just use his weakness. Let me go, please. And the amount of time you get stuck frozen is just too long. There's no way to break out of it by button mashing. That's how you do it. Avoid his HP being a multiple of 4. But for the first few times you play this game, that's not obvious. No other bosses have this sort of behavior where you have to avoid a certain HP multiple, and the game doesn't really make it clear. I wouldn't mind a pattern so much if there was an easier way to break out of it.